Hello friends, welcome to my channel DB Doctor. In this session we are going to see SQL Server architecture. SQL Server architecture play an important role by the time of disaster, by the time of recovering, by the time of solving any critical issues. If you know the pipeline, how entire internal flow is working, then it is very easier to find out the issues and resolve, and to design in such a manner the performance of our server will work very fine. So that is the reason what we have to see SQL Server architecture in depth and in detail, so that your knowledge will become very sharp and you can able to resolve every issues very quick and fast. So without wasting your time, we are moving straight away to SQL Server architecture. SQL Server architecture have designed in three layer, that is three part. SQL Server network interface is one part, and SQL Server relational engine is one part, and storage engine is one part. We will see one by one. Before moving, if you are new, kindly subscribe and support to my channel. SQL Server network interface is a first layer which is used to communication. This is an communication protocol used to communicate with MS SQL Server, with which is used to communicate MS SQL Server. In the sense, when application is trying to connect the SQL Server, then first it will went to SQL Server network interface. From SQL Server network interface, via TDS it moves to protocol layer. What is meant by TDS? TDS is an application layer protocol used to transfer data between a database server and client with complete backbone. In the sense, if the data is coming in encryption format, data is coming from any application like a scripting or whatever design, that data should not be read or should not be compromised. For that, TDS come in picture. TDS is the third, is the IBM product which is take over by Microsoft itself. So TDS work is to protect your script from other third parties. So TDS, what it will do, it will encrypt and decrypt by the time of it will encrypt the data. First it will encrypt and it will the data will went through SNI. SNI is SQL network interface. SQL network interface having a 4 layer of protocol. So it will read in SNI, it will decrypt the script, and it will check which protocol it is trying to connect. SQL having 4 protocol. First is shared memory, one is name pipeline, third one is TCP IP, fourth one is via network. So we will see one by one. Shared memory basically using for a local area network. If you are using same server for application as well as SQL Server, then we are going for shared memory. So the shared memory will by default it will offer, so we have to bring it online. And next is name pipeline. Name pipeline by default will offline, we have to make it on. Name pipeline again using a port. So in name pipeline, what special thing is, it will allow us to connect in local area network. Then it will not useful for wide area. Next is TCP IP. TCP IP is basically used for a wide area network, and it is widely used in all the companies. So majorly TCP IP only using in SQL Server. Later via network. Via network is one of a protocol layer which is very costlier by calculating in network as well as hardware. So most probably company is ignoring via network tool. Once the connection is established, once the connection we SQL Server check and it move to language even, Language event will share this statement to CMD parse. CMD parse, what it will do is it will check the query, whether it's a select statement or whether whatever statement, it will check the query whether the query is written properly. Like a syntax, it will first verify. Other than syntax, it will verify semantic. Semantic in the sense that table is present, the database is present, that and all things will verify, and later it will move to optimizer. Optimizer, what it will do is it will generate a query tree, and once the query tree is ready, then the query plan will send it to query executor. So executor, what it will do, it will use access method to verify whether that access, it will send it to access method. Access method will log one session for this query, and again it will send the statement to via buffer pool to the plan cache to verify that cache buffer pool, to verify whether that for this query tree already cache is present or not. If it is present, then it will directly pull that plan and send it this with the help of this plan cache. It will send the data output to application, whatever application, it will send back to them. This is called a soft parsing. Later, let's say it is the query is not present in plan cache, then again it will move to with access method, it will move and it will go to query executor. Query executor will select, will create different execution plan based on CPU and IO. It will select best execution plan, and that execution plan will send it again to access method. Access method will log the session, and it will send to buffer manager, and it will write one log to transactional log, whatever changes is done and whatever the modifications is done. With the help of transaction manager, it will update the record in transactional log, which will help us in the time of recovery. So once it is done, then it will move to buffer manager. Buffer manager will check whether it is insert, update, delete. So if it is normal statement, then it will directly move from buffer manager to data file, and that particular data it will collect and send it to application. This is only for a select statement. If the same for insert and update, delete, then the log will be different. Log will be serialized log, update log, like that different log will generate for that particular session, and it will move to buffer manager. Buffer manager, what it will do, it will update old data in dirty page. In buffer pool, it will update in dirty page. Later it will take the data, that particular record, modified record, and it will take one more page for a new file, a new cache, that is called pin buffer, and this is dirty buffer, like that. So once the pin is once a new empty buffer we receive, there we will going to write, and same data is going to update in transaction log, whatever changes we have done. So this is what the complete storage and relational engine work. So let's say if there is the transaction is not coming, then the dirty page will flush, and new page will flush, and it will update, it will keep as it is. And if the commit is done, that statement is committed, then After a certain period, the commit will work like every 2 minutes, 2 minutes or 1 minute. Based on system, the commit statement will work automatically. Once it is triggered, then that data from a plan cache to data file, it will move permanently. And same thing, the lazy writer work will, but not exactly same. Lazy writer will work when there was a memory pressure or CPU pressure. That time it will upload, it will update the data with the plan cache to data file. And in log transactional log, it will update till last log sequence number which has been updated. It will it will update in log sequence transaction log sequence number, which will really help by the time of recovery, by the time of disaster. So this is what entire SQL Server architecture. And in a plan cache, the page buffer pool will work based on least used page. Okay, whatever page is used very rare, it will go to down and it will flush, and what is used most recent page, that will be on a that will be on a top. Like that, the plan cache will work. So I hope the SQL Server architecture was really helpful. We will meet next video with some interesting topic. Thank you so much.